All right. Welcome back to the Manufacturing Alliance podcast, Chat and Chow. As always, I'm your host, Tony Demakis with Alliance Specialties and Laser Sales. And we do all things mold repair, maintenance, finishing, everything from polishing to laser welding, laser engraving, hot runner cleaning, preventative maintenance. You name it, we do it. If it's in Mold Making Technology magazine, we have a hand in it. The only thing we don't do is build molds. And today we have I think it's an exciting show. We are talking with Christina Fuges, who you all know and love, my wonderful co-host on most of these shows, and Allison Kline from Gardner Business Media. And we're going to talk about all things Amerimold Connects today and the absence of physical trade shows, which everybody misses. That's been a theme that we've talked about a number of times on these shows. And what we're doing about that and how you guys are kind of changing the industry and how people are doing things and making an impact and allowing people to reconnect.
Good choice of words, Tony.
It's not my first time.
Not your first rodeo, huh?
That's right. That's right. So welcome, ladies. Thank you for coming. If I look scattered, it's because I'm got, the Facebook chats, the YouTube chats, all that stuff is coming through so that we can ask and answer questions to people as they're watching. So the idea is to actually have some back and forth connection, kind of like what you guys are doing with the trade show.
Yeah, it's been a big theme. It's been a big theme over the last couple of months is how to, and it's a challenge too, right? Like everybody does love trade shows because of that idea of getting together and talking to people in person and forging those relationships. And how do you do that virtually? That's probably been the biggest challenge that we've faced with trying to pull this thing together. But yeah, you're doing a great job of it here, Tony. I love this.
It's fun. I'm a mild extrovert.
Really? I hadn't noticed ever that.
Yeah,
no.
You're everywhere.
It's mild. And so I miss the connection and this just, it seemed like an easy thing. And we started this idea with just trying to bring more positivity to people in a very negative time. And so, sometimes we talk about work, sometimes we don't, but the whole gist is promote positivity in a negative atmosphere. Because
you were doing that before COVID with don't you have like the awesome box or?
Yeah, we got the box of awesome at work.
Awesome. Yeah.
The awesome box.
It's awesome box. I love it. I think it's great.
It's just too easy to be negative in this world.
That's so true.
And just pick at like the little nitpicky things. Like I'm sure Amerimold Connects is going to be great, but there's still going to be people that are like, well, this could have been better, or that could have been better, or this or that. And it's about setting expectations and going,
and you know what, Tony, they're going to be right, because there are absolutely things that we are going to be able to learn from. And we want that feedback. Like, please tell us, because I keep saying this, and Christina's probably heard me say it 400 times, but we have been building this plane while we're flying it. Like it is absolutely a work in progress. And it's been a lot of fun. It's kind of like reinvigorated that entrepreneurial spirit in me. And it's been a lot of work, but it has been fun. And I don't know, I think maybe I'm naive, or maybe I'm just like putting this out to the market, but I feel like there's this sense of like we are trying to bring people together. People have been incredibly like supportive and understanding of that kind of mentality, but also it's giving people something to look forward to. Like there's a lot of grim and dark and ugly out there right now, especially more now than ever, right? With all of the craziness, but this is kind of giving people something to look forward to, in a way where we can like pause on all of that and like come together as a community, which we're the most excited about.
And doing something new, like doing it in a new way. So, and Tony, you probably get this too with all the virtual communication you do. I have been really excited that people are into it. Like even the MMT chats that I'm doing video, like the people, an industry that I didn't necessarily know, I know they're engaging and they're such a great community. They're embracing this aspect of it. And I think that speaks volumes to where we're going to be able to move with an event like this once they get used to it, right?
Yeah. And we've had people watching every time we do this, and that's encouraging to what you guys are trying to do as well, right? Because you're going to have so much more information and things going on. Right now we have Ryan Delahanty is watching us.
Of course, he was very upset that he didn't get invited to do this, by the way. He's like,
What?
What
He
about
picked
me?
you two? What about me? You know,
Well,
Ryan.
listen, I was afraid that Ryan would pop in for like 5 minutes and leave.
He does that?
I'm just saying. Larry Patton is watching us. He says it's great to see
hi,
your
Larry.
faces. Eric Robbins from Progressive Components is here, and Christina, your husband, says that you rock.
Aw,
with the
he doesn't
support
get
of my
he doesn't
husband.
have enough of you.
Yeah. Not with
My
the
husband
show,
was like, see
Allie.
ya.
That's great.
And
That's cute.
Kimberly Coombs is watching on
Hi,
Facebook,
Kim.
and Lindsay, part of the Plastic Chicks, is watching. And so, everybody wants to know. Tell us what is Amerimold. Ryan says, "Come on, man."
Give it a go, Allie.
Yeah,
okay, I'll give
us
it
the
a
dirt.
go.
Give us the dirt.
I've been living in it for a while,
Exactly.
So yeah, we launched this with the idea, like we've been talking about, of trying to come up with a way to still bring this community that I know I speak for Christina and I and Ryan and everybody else at Gardner. There's a genuine passion for this industry. Yep. And we were pretty bummed when we had to cancel the event. I wouldn't go so far as to say there were tears, but it was a sad day, Christina maybe had a moment by herself.
Yes, it's awful.
But we were pretty bad. We were pretty bummed. And, when we thought, what can we do? And we're fortunate that we've got Map Your Show is a Gardner business, right? And they live in the event space. They work with the top 9 trade shows in the country. So they do big events. And all of those big events were canceling too. So they were already kind of trying to figure out how to build a platform to help their customers.
Sure.
Which we are a customer of theirs too. And so it was a pretty natural pivot to be able to take this thing virtually and use that as a backbone. But while we were deciding to do this, they've also been in the midst of developing all of this stuff. So one of the really cool features of Amerimold Connects is going to be this live chat functionality where exhibitors and attendees can engage with each other in those exhibitor showrooms. That literally launched yesterday. So we're sending a push to all of our pre-registered attendees, which right now we've got like 1,062, something like that. We're sending a push to all of them today to engage with this My Show Planner. And the My Show Planner is basically like an attendee's opportunity to create their own event. They can add exhibitors, they can add sessions, they can add new products, all of the stuff that's within Amerimold Connects. They can add it to their own agenda planner to come back to that stuff later. And chat will be one of these cool features that attendees can engage with. But the gist of the event is it's going to be open for 5 days. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we'll have live sessions. So at 9, 11, 1, and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be live streaming really, really awesome presentations. We're so excited about so many of them we've been doing all these practice sessions with everybody to make sure that we've got it kind of down, and people are doing some pretty cool stuff. So we're excited about those. Those will be streaming to our homepage. And from the homepage, you can click on exhibitors or on-demand sessions, our forum model. So there'll be a whole host of other things that people can engage with whenever they want at their leisure. We've got over 50 on-demand sessions that are a bunch of different tracks and topics. And then we've got this really cool forum that we want people to engage with, because that's how we're going to bring the community together. Like that's everybody talking to each other, and it's by topic. And we'll be pushing those after the live sessions to kind of create that conversation. But we've been doing some cool stuff. So it's on-demand sessions, live sessions, exhibitor showrooms, chat, forums, a whole bunch of stuff that is hopefully going to all come together next week.
So it's basically 4 pillars. I like that because it makes it nice and simple. When you get onto that homepage, that is what it is. It's live, on-demand, exhibitors, who we thank all of them for their support of this, because they've been fantastic through all of this, the ones that signed on to do this with us. And then that forum. So it's all connecting with content, connecting with community.
Yep.
Pretty streamlined. I think what the end result of what I was working on this morning, I'm like, Jackie and I were going through it. This is it. This is the platform.
Yeah.
This is it.
And I think there's people excited about it. Amanda from Webco just wrote in and said she's excited, and they have their chatting fingers ready. They're ready to go at Webco. I mean,
Oh, and I have to give them a shout out because they're like you, where Amanda got creative with. So Webco is a smaller, low volume prototyping house, and they make aluminum tooling. But she did kind of like catch conversations with the president, their financial person, and somebody in workforce development. So she did 3 individual on culture, on leadership, and on data. So a lot of these exhibitors are doing some creative content ways to deliver their content. So they're another one. Good for Webco Plastics because it's a good video.
Good job, Amanda.
Yeah. And you got yours in way before we did. So well done.
Yes.
Did we get yours yet, Tony?
No.
Today. It's coming today. It's coming today.
And we shouldn't say that out loud because we don't want anybody to think that that is acceptable behavior.
That's right.
We're all about deadlines.
My cousin Melissa used to have something in her office that said, if it wasn't for the last minute, a lot wouldn't get done. And I really feel like that's true.
But right now, I mean, Allie, you've just led this great multiple teams within Gardner. I just can't believe what has just been I keep saying, I'm probably going to repeat this next week. I completely feel like I know what it's like, how mold builders, all those aggressive lead times they have to deal with. That's what we are doing. We're living it. I can absolutely. So
it gives you this whole thing is given in so many different ways, new and different perspectives that we never would have had before, right? And that's one of them.
But so fun.
Yeah.
And Allie and I we've probably worked with each other for since 2004 when you acquired mold making, but never like this.
Now we're BFFs. Exactly. Now we drink wine together at 6 o'clock in the evening just to catch up.
All because of COVID, right?
So there's a positive in COVID. That's
for sure.
Yes.
There's the silver linings, right?
Who else is here? Kyle Cloud is here from MSI. Jackie Webb.
Of course, Jackie.
She's our rock star.
Jackie's been amazing.
And Jackie was saying, do you guys see the technology used for virtual events being incorporated into future events and in-person events, and how so?
Jackie, I mean, you could have prepped me on that one, sister.
I mean, I don't want to speak
it's a great question,
for you guys, but I think absolutely, right? Like Camille's on Facebook from a seed, and her and I had the conversation that they have way more people registered than they ever would be able to send. I mean, I've been a big fan, and it's been my opinion for a long time that whether it's your events or the AMBA events or whatever, there's so much value there, and you can't send everybody physically to be there. So there has to be some sort of online portion that allows people to take part of those events so that you can come back and give it to your tool room guys to be part of that experience when you can't afford to send 12 people to your conference, whether it's the molding conference or the Amerimold or AMBA conference, whatever it is, you just can't. So there has to be another way.
So listen to this. So you just brought up Camille. So Camille is one of my new editorial advisory board members. So she just emailed me this morning because I was checking in with all my board members about giving them the latest details. And she just responded that, the ACEED team has all of our mold makers and engineers registered, and managers are meeting on Monday for a My Planner preview and to make an action plan. So I recommend everybody does that. That's awesome, Camille.
I love that. That's great.
That's being organized, right?
But so Tony, to your, or I guess to Jackie's question, I think this idea of, well, first of all, we've been forced into this position, right? Like, I love planning events. I am very passionate about it. It's so much fun. I love seeing people come together, putting in a ton of hard work, and then seeing it all kind of play out in front of you and watching people that you think should talk to each other, ultimately like networking with each other. Like it's wonderful. I love doing it. This is not something I would have chosen. However, I have learned a ton, and I do think that there's a place for this kind of platform and this kind of technology, not in place of live events, but in the event world, we're calling it hybrid events, right? Where you're kind of marrying these two things together, where you have some of this content available the way that it is on Amerimold Connects, but also having that live component. Because as much as excited as I am about Amerimold Connects next week, I don't think it is any way going to replace live events. Like, I think there's so much value to, getting together and talking and having that, that's where you get those relationships really built.
Plus we hug a lot, so we can't hug.
Well, listen, I'm going to bring the hug back. You know that. Larry says it perfectly, going by what you said. Larry Patton says, as nice as this is, I still want to have a beer after the show with my friends.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's that relationship component, right? I think I think this is a great thing, and I think it's necessary for the industry to continue to grow, whether it is, and you may have always wanted to do a component of this for live events, but you never had a reason to push and do it.
Right.
And I think,
Yeah, that's so true.
even going back to the first time Hillary and I got on here and talked, you know, the beauty of COVID, if there's a beauty of COVID, is it forced everybody out of their comfort zone to get better. If you're going to succeed, you have to get better. You can't rely on the same old, it's the way we've always done it. You will fail. And you had to reinvent yourself and figure things out. And you guys have done a great job about it so far. I mean, we have to see the proof, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see next week, but
It's
I think
gotta
it's going to
work.
be pretty cool. It's going to work. That I'm confident in.
It's happening. Yes.
What my biggest concern right now is educating the audience on how to use the platform, right? Like we've got the thing built. We've got all of the pieces functioning and working. Our exhibitors, like Christina said, have done an awesome job of putting really cool showrooms together. Tony, I'll give you a shout out there. You were one of the first to really like get how that would all work and populate your showroom. But now we've got to make sure that our attendees know how to use it. So we've put together this, we're calling it a virtual tour guide that's being sent out today to all of our attendees. And it's like a step-by-step approach on how to use the platform because it is new. And, you know, we want to make sure that as people are getting into it, they can interact with it effectively. So that'll happen today too.
Can we talk
Lots
about
is happening later today.
Can we talk about the Tool Shop Live?
Please. I want this to be like the advertising piece for you guys to get people to come to this, because there's only value for me if people are there.
That is true. You're doing
the
your
other
part
thing,
to help
Christina,
promote
before you get into that we need to rest assured, or we need to make sure that Larry can rest assured that there still will be beers involved, because we are going to have a party.
Yes,
right?
that's right.
Progressive is having a band and a party after our Lead Time Leader Award, and
exactly.
So make sure to that 3:00 session, you have your beers ready so that you can crack them open at the end during the Lead Time Leader Award ceremony.
That is true. We want that
Tuesday.
to happen. I mean, people are doing virtual happy hours
Right.
on their own, so we are going to continue. We are unveiling our top 10 T-shirts for this year at 3:00 next Wednesday. Woo! And then following that is our annual Lead Time Leader Awards, and it's already been announced. It's Precise Tooling Solutions of Columbus, Indiana. And then immediately following that, the crew at Progressive Components, Glenn and Don and his band, are going to do something special for us. So immediately following that, so we're going to keep that same theme of our networking party. So yeah, I agree, Allie. Grab that cocktail and join us to celebrate.
Grab your cocktail, join us. We can do it virtually. We can
Why not?
try.
Larry agrees. He says that's awesome.
That's good. So Tool Shop Live. Tool Shop Live.
Yeah, Tool Shop Live.
So, which Alliance Specialties and Laser Sales is part of this. So it has 7 partners, I think. We have Mold Tracks, Tooling Docs, Cold Jet, Alliance Specialty and Laser Sales, Smart Attend, ID Additives. Ooh, I should have prepared for this. Who's the other one? All right, I'll have to verify that.
I don't even know who you mentioned. I'm not going to lie.
So Steve Johnson and Glenn Keith of Tooling Docs, who have their facility in Ashland, Ohio. I'm sure some people know about all the mold maintenance and hot runner training they do. They are actually going to do a virtual, well, it's going to be real. This is going to be a live session where they are going to be in their facility breaking down a hot runner mold, and they're going to show a proper mold maintenance. And they actually have a mold broken down in stages. And we're basically going to follow them around their workshop as talk about real
literally
tips.
On a Segway.
Yeah, literally on a Segway.
Literally on a Segway.
Yes. And they're going to actually break it down. And then throughout this demo, which will be about an hour, we are going to be stopping periodically for questions, because every partnering company like Alliance, they're going to be reviewing the technology that is applicable to certain stages of the process. And then there's going to be a Q&A section, and then we are encouraging everybody. We're going to take those conversations right to the forum after a live session so people can continue to network. But I think the fact that it's happening in real time, and they are putting so much work into really sharing what they know, and their workshops are phenomenal. So the fact that they're doing this for free is pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Tooling Docs does a great job in so many things. Jackie says you missed DICEP.
DICEP, Louie and Mike, sorry, DICEP.
Jackie. Thank you, Jackie.
Oh, Allie got really loud. Wait,
You get loud.
Allie got loud.
Sorry.
It's okay. You must have bumped yourself. You're fine.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
you're
good. Tooling Docs does a great job. We're there every time they do a class because we assist in the polishing class. We assist in the laser welding class, which is why we'll be involved with this because I have one of our systems on their floor and it's great. Yeah. Ryan caught you too. Mike Bowler from Dicep.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Jackie.
And Chris Saulnier is watching.
Very good.
Did I get that right?
You did.
That was a good
Wow.
pronunciation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't even know how to say
Well
it.
done.
And Westminster Tool is on watching with us. And Kyle Clouda wants to know, he says, I keep encouraging him to get out more. And this is just enabling him to stay home more. And are we really not supposed to be drinking before 3?
I'm going to be drinking all day.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
no.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Christina, I told Christina we can play a drinking game. What was it? You can do a shot every time that the
what was that?
camera goes or something. Some technology
something,
glitch,
something.
Like shot of tequila.
We can people can do and enjoy and get involved in the show however they want, as long as they're on and they're engaging.
Dan, well,
We encourage
is
drinking now at Gardner. We encourage that.
Dan Sweat is here, and he said that Allie just got really, really excited about Dicep. That's what happened with the volume. Just that energy about Louis.
They have a great mold tipper solution. It's fantastic. So she should be excited.
Yeah. So I think, this is my favorite part, right? Like it's great engaging with YouTube, but I love the other feedback coming in from everywhere because to me, it makes it feel like we are there together. Just we can hear everybody.
Yeah, that's true. We can hear.
Yeah.
Is anybody eating?
And it's a good lesson for next week.
Well, that's true.
It's a good lesson for engaging in the product next week and making sure that people are actually using it the way that we should and bringing everybody together.
Yeah. Westminster says, now that they know that there's drinking involved, I'm sure more people are going to show up. And
I feel like we've hit the nail on the head here. We've really struck a chord.
That's right. We've done something good here. And Tara Rauch, did I get that right? Says, I didn't know we had a drinking game planned. No, forward to it.
Oh my gosh. So, I think we're going to get ourselves into some trouble.
I think maybe we mispromoted this.
I know, Tony, I think maybe you need to change the name of this to like discussions and drinks or, cocktails and questions.
Dive in and drink.
Yeah. I don't know. I think and that's what I love about being part of this industry is the energy that there is with just this, right?
Yes, exactly.
A quick conversation. Everybody's got a good personality about it. Nobody's like, oh, how could you say that? That's not.
Yeah. Hey, why don't we ask people, is there anything in particular, whoever's listening, that you're looking for from a virtual show? Not promising we can have it happen next week, but you never know. Anybody?
Well, it'll take a second. We got like a 3-second delay.
Okay,
but,
well, hey, how about we run down some of the topics?
Sure.
Want to do that?
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Do you have them in front of you?
Of course, Allie.
Well, we don't want you to have to go off the cuff, like with who's going to be there.
Exactly. I mean, I should have this memorized.
We don't want to forget anybody.
No.
That's right.
So we'll just talk about the live sessions right now. So every day, like Allie said, 9, 11, 1, and 3, Eastern Standard Time. We must emphasize this.
Yes. Otherwise,
we apologize if that's a problem for anybody.
But wait, real quick. If they miss it, they didn't miss it, right?
No.
So they'll just miss the live part. Do you want to go over that at all? Do you want to go through your stuff? Because you made it sound like you're out.
No, everything's recorded, whether it's live. Okay. I mean, we encourage the live because there's the Q&A and the conversation, and we're going to hope to take that again, like I said, into the mold making community forum, but everything's recorded. And I think, Allie, it's going to be available same day, right? Like as soon as it's recorded, I think Jackie's going to have it up. So you're not going to miss anything.
Jackie's going to have it up. Yep. No,
I'm sure she's going to be chiming in, Tony.
I just like the sure. That's what it was. It wasn't like,
whatever
of course. It was like, yeah, sure. We're going to do that. Yeah, that's a thing.
But that is a very important thing to do. So all live sessions will become on-demand sessions immediately.
Okay, got it.
They'll all be searchable on this platform. So next Tuesday, again, it's opening with Tool Shop Live.
Yep.
A high-level hot runner preventative maintenance lesson. Then we're going to have a sourcing fair live. We were going to have a sourcing fair at Amerimold Expo. We had OEM signed up who were looking for molding and tooling vendors. Well, we have 2 of them, Husqvarna, hope I said that right, and Ernie Green Industries are going to, Ryan Delahanty is going to moderate a discussion between the two of them, all about just purchasing trends and where they see things going. That's at 11. 1 p.m., Harry Moser.
That was also, just to jump in there, Christina, that was a really interesting practice session. They hit on a lot of stuff. It was really, it was really good. That's going to be good.
That's good. 1 o'clock is Harry Moser. I think most people know him from the Reshoring Initiative. So he's going to be talking about rethinking the supply chain. 3 o'clock, another interactive panel with a bunch of people I think everybody knows, like John Berg, who used to be with Sussex and MGS. Yep. He's leading a panel on data. So we're calling it Mold Making 4.0. So it's all about how to use data from design to first shot into maintenance. Yep. That's the end of the live sessions on the first day. The second day, there's cybersecurity with BlackBerry is one of our live sessions. AMT is going to be speaking about metalworking trends. 1 o'clock is the AMBA is doing one of their, I missed this practice session, but I heard it went tremendously well because they're used to doing all of their roundtables. It's lessons learned in today's business environment. I think Camille's part of that, and Kylie from Westminster, somebody from MSI I saw too. 3 o'clock. So Wednesday at 3 o'clock, again, it's the top 10 t-shirts. And we are, Allie, doing it very creatively this year. Mm-hmm. Austin, our videographer, is putting together, probably as we speak, how we're going to unveil the top 10. And that's going to roll right into our 2020 Lead Time Leader Award ceremony at 3 o'clock. And then June 11th, the last live day, not the last day of the show, but the last live day, the plastics industry is going to speak about the plastics industry outlook. Yep. I'm going to be moderating a panel of 30 best practices in 30 minutes with 4 Ameritech, Cavalier Tool, Precise Tooling, and Excel Tool and Mold. And we're just going to run this kind of like a rapid fire.
You're going to keep it under 30 minutes?
That's my goal. You watch. You watch. I'll accept that challenge. 1 o'clock is the current state of the U.S. mold making industry by Steve Kline Jr., Gardner Intelligence, one of our guys. And then the last live session, Rick Klein, who is our president, is going to moderate a discussion between or among additive manufacturing, Stephanie Hendrickson, Modern Machine Shop, Pete Zielinski, Bill Hampton, AutoBeat, Tony Demakis, Plastics Technology, and myself, all about the impact of COVID-19 on our various markets and the future of manufacturing, what we're kind of hearing out there. So that's all the live sessions.
That's a lot.
Right?
It's a lot. Yeah. It sounds great.
Yeah, that's just live.
And that's just live. That's
not on-demand sessions.
Right.
Yeah. And how many on-demand sessions are there?
More than 50, I think.
I think there's 54.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they'll all be searchable by category, by company. I think you can go in there and tool around by day. Not by day, because they're not live. Just by category.
Not by day, just by category.
So the dates are, tell me the dates again. I should know this, but I want you to say them.
The 9th through the 13th. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, live. And then Friday, Saturday, everything that was live and all of the on-demand will be available.
So hypothetically, somebody can't get to that time. Is there something they can do later, or they need to tune in on these days and make it a point, because when it's over, it's over.
When it's over, it's over. Yeah, we're cutting it off on the 13th.
Yep.
Kyle Clouda says there's not a chance you can get mold makers to talk for just 30 minutes on best practices. Just not a chance.
Wow. I'm going to make this happen.
And Gabe Meldrum is here.
Oh,
he's watching with us.
He's one of my older, well, he's not old age wise.
That's got to hurt, Gabe.
I'm sorry, Gabe. A past editorial advisory board member. That's great. I don't even know where he is now. Where did he land?
I don't know. Gabe, where are you now? Type it in the chat.
I got you. I helped you find you a job somewhere, but then you moved on somewhere else.
Yeah, type it in the chat. Right now,
Christina, I think you meant former EAB
That's
member,
it.
right?
Thank
Not
you.
older. Yeah.
Thank you. Former.
Right now, he says he's at LOL. I don't know what that means. But
he's laughing?
He's at CIE.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I think, isn't that an automotive tier supplier? I think it's an automotive.
Century Plastics.
Oh, yes. Okay. I recall.
It's like I know what I'm talking about, and all I got to do is read. It's so awesome.
That's awesome.
Nice. Michelle Kreider says, thank you to all our great exhibitors. Check out their showrooms and see what the new products they have to offer. You will not be disappointed.
That's a great shout out, Michelle.
So
Good plug. That's a good plug, Michelle.
That is.
What do people have to do? How can they do that? Right. It's great to tell people to go do that, but what do they do?
What do they do? So
Yeah,
they go to
'cause it says check out their showrooms.
amerimoldexpo.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they click on the top level navigation. There's live stream, exhibitors, sessions, forum, and my agenda. That's the top level navigation. They would click on exhibitors, and then they can search by exhibitors either by product category or alphabetically, a bunch of different ways. And then all of the exhibitors will come up with their exhibitor tile. And if they want to add them to their agenda planner, they just click on the little plus sign, and that exhibitor then will show up in their individualized agenda planner.
There you go. If anybody has
There you
additional
go.
questions, who do they contact? How do they contact people?
Was Allie, is she next to me? Is she?
Well, she's underneath you. You did that right.
It's like the Brady Bunch. Da, da,
You
da,
look
da.
look like you're
Da, da,
underneath
da,
me
da,
on
da.
my screen. You're underneath me.
So
Yeah, they can contact me.
Contact Allie.
and how did they do that? Just start yelling.
Well, yeah.
"Allie,
I mean, I feel like
Allie,
everybody should just know.
Allie."
So probably email address, Allison, ALLISON at gardnerweb.com. There's also contact information on our website, and they'll have the ways that they can get in touch with us via chat in Mold Making Technology showroom, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Chat function. I'm excited for that.
So the first thing they have to do is
Mhm.
go to the web address,
Yes.
which again is
AmerimoldExpo.com.
amerimoldexpo.com.
So it's amerimoldexpo.com. Register, create my planner.
Yep.
They're the core steps, right, Allie?
Yep, those are the three most important things to do.
Yep.
And actually, even registering, as long as they create a My Show planner, we'll have their contact information. So that's, at this point, not even that important. We just want to make sure that we get a lot of people there creating those agendas, so that they can take full access of the platform. Because if you don't create your agenda planner, you're not going to be able to see any of the videos that are embedded within the platform. You're also not going to be able to engage in chat. So you really have to create an agenda planner to see any of the really cool stuff.
Look how good Jackie is. She just put the info at amerimoldexpo.com on our YouTube page. So now people can just click on that link. See,
Oh,
it's
awesome.
it's so
See?
nice to have good people, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is so nice.
Are you kidding me? Otherwise, nothing gets done.
Yeah.
It's all about the
Exactly.
people.
We hear that every time we talk to
Yeah,
people, right?
It's all about the people.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been a pretty awesome team working on this project. That's for sure.
More than I know. It's like touched everybody on some level, right?
Well, that's how you know it's a good thing. You know, when every part of your business is going to be part of that. You know, it's like all hands on deck.
Yeah.
You got to get this thing going. You got to get it out there.
Yeah.
And I think it is, like I was saying earlier, it's like a thing that people are looking forward to. Like it gives people something to kind of strive for and work towards together. And a lot of people have had their hands in making it look as good as it looks and
Sure.
and behave as well as it behaves online. And I think everybody feels a little bit of ownership of that, you know, which it's been fun to watch people step up to that, you know.
So what is your opinion? How long do you think that this crazy is going to last with trade shows? Or are you just not even thinking about it?
One day at a time.
Oh, I think about it every day and when I sleep. It's all I think about.
That is her life.
I literally dream about it.
I'm sorry. That's
and-
not a good dream.
No, they're not good dreams. But yeah, I mean, I wish I had a crystal ball and could give you an answer. I have a lot more money than I do if I could do that. But you know, I think 2020 is going to be tough for events. The problem right now in the event industry is there's no definitive guidelines. It's all
Sure.
state by state. So some states are opening up to larger events. Other states are still closed down. Like Illinois has said they will not allow any events over 250 people until there's a significant medical breakthrough. Right.
Can I just tell you, I hate
Um,
Illinois. I live here. I hate it.
Ooh.
Yeah, your governor's been he's been pretty
Great.
I think controversial. Yeah.
He's been great.
He's been great.
Oh man. But
I'm
the other
sure,
thing,
yeah.
even if the state opens up, you still have to worry about exhibitors feeling comfortable and
Yeah, that's what I was
attendees
gonna
feeling
say.
comfortable, right? Like
Yeah.
our church is
Absolutely.
technically open, right? The president
Yeah.
says people can go to church. But if the people that typically go to church don't feel comfortable going to church, they're not going to
They're
go
not
to
gonna
church.
go. Right.
And then in
I
church,
agree with you 100%, Tony.
and that's where it's different with a
The
trade show.
challenge, yeah. The challenge for event producers, and I don't want to get into too much of the weeds of this, but a lot of event producers, and I'm not going to name any names because I have no idea who has what, but they have event insurance, right?
Sure.
And that event insurance will only be triggered if there's an event that triggers the insurance, right? So if the governor says you can't have events, or if a convention center gets turned into a hospital, which happened to Amerimold, actually, if it got turned into a field hospital, then you're kind of like, okay, well, we can't do it. Like the government is telling us that we cannot hold this event.
Right.
With fall events right now, everything is very much in limbo. And unfortunately, insurance companies aren't like, here's the guidebook on how to get money out of your insurance claim. Like they don't do that.
No, of course not.
So it's very much like this pull and push between government, event producers, and and the safety of your people too. It's not just your attendees or exhibitors, but I know Gardner is self-insured. Like it matters a lot to us how both from a compassion and love of our people, and also legitimate business concern.
Yeah.
Like you got to look at that stuff too. And I'm sure a lot of manufacturers are self-insured as well. So you got to think about all that stuff.
Kyle Clouda was asking, and Ryan Delahanty took care of him very well, but he's asking on YouTube, how have you at MMT and GW seen marketing budgets changing? Do you have a lot of churn in your business? And Ryan just wrote like 4 paragraphs.
Oh.
So he took care of that. I mean,
wow. What did he say? Teach me.
Yeah. So Ryan said, marketing budgets have changed because some of the major lead generation opportunities have also changed. So companies are looking for solutions that help them get the lead funnel filled. We've developed 4 to 5 new products to help fill that gap that events filled for many companies. I'm happy to talk with you more at ryand@gardnerweb.com.
All right, Ryan. Chime it in there. And that's another thing too. We've been forced to, and Tony, this is like right up your alley. Like talk about even you and I doing the podcast together and that journey of getting people to embrace technology. Like COVID has, like you said, Alex, this has forced this. Like everyone just has to jump on board on some level. How far you want to take it and how comfortable you want to get with it, but you can't do nothing. So Gardner as a whole, is coming up with different ways to produce content, to deliver content in all kinds of ways. It's exciting because I think we were all headed that way anyway.
Yep.
Right? To be honest.
It's been slow.
To some degree, yeah.
Just like you mentioned, as we've been doing the shows, you get more and more people interested in them, right? It's a slow progression, but there's got to be progression. Camille is on Facebook and she said, Phygital, PHY-GITAL world is the new norm for Gen Z. Now Amerimold's prepped and ready for the next gen emerging into the workforce. Next step is pulling Gen Z into the mold making and manufacturing.
Yes.
My contribution, this is Camille, not mine, to the suggestion box ET panel discussion with AMBA discussing strategies. She says, let's have a panel discussion on strategies to pull the next gen into the mold making and the manufacturing space.
Exactly. That is kind of the obvious next step, right? They're the ones that don't have a problem with this technology.
Right.
So we're at least figuring this out now. So it'll be easier for us to then showcase this industry the way they need to see it, right? We deliver it the appropriate way.
Yep.
Great point.
Westminster agrees with Camille.
Yeah.
So the East Coast is on board.
I love this community. Chit-chatting.
I love, honestly, and I will give a shout out to like our younger people at Gardner and millennials in general, because I feel like they've gotten a bad rap over the last, I don't know, 10 years where it's like, millennials. Our millennials rock. I mean, they are doing such an amazing job at Gardner. I don't know if everybody has that experience, but we've got a super bright, talented group of young people. And I feel like I just want to give like some shout outs, millennials in general. I think they're really rocking this right now. COVID-19.
Exactly.
You know?
They're teaching us. I agree.
Well, we like to think here, like everybody has their lane, right? Everybody's got their thing that they're good at. And you need all those people, whether it's different generations, different positions, different things. You need all those people at different times to pull their weight in different ways.
Yes.
And you can't expect everybody to be great at all things. That's just not the way things work. And so now we've got this whole generation of people that can step up in maybe areas that they couldn't before and help people get through Amerimold Connects, help people get through this new digital way of communicating with their customers or whatever that looks like. What does Scott Peters say? Scott Peters is here.
Oh, hi, Scott. Another former EAB member.
Yeah.
And a very close friend of your father, Tony, correct?
Yes. He says, the problem that I have experienced in nearly 45 years is that mom and dad do not want Johnny or Susie to be working in a dark, dirty job. They do not realize that those dungeon days are long gone.
Agreed. I've seen enough of them.
Yeah. One of the things that Dana and Jason from Carbon and I were talking about was how this COVID experience, and maybe this is an article for you, I don't know, it has nothing to do with me, so maybe, I don't know, how this COVID experience is the perfect opportunity to actually explain, and maybe it's not just MMT because those people know that, but a broader picture of what actually goes into producing products, even at high speeds. Because one of my biggest frustrations being in this manufacturing space now was hearing people that I thought were very well educated, and I don't want to get into a political thing, but how they were so upset that testing wasn't available right away. And I would try and say, do you know what goes into making a product?
Exactly. No.
First, you have to even know what you're trying to make.
Right.
And once you know what you're trying to make, now you have to design it. And once you design it, you have to do tests to see if it works. And then you have to have the drawings, and then you have to have the materials, and then you have to hire out the builder, and then you have to run products, and then you got to make sure they work, and then you got to have packaging. How do you do that in a week?
Yeah.
And so we were talking about how
for
this
people that aren't in your space, Tony, it's just it's the magic elves that do it, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's why I was saying, I think right now,
you just push a button and it appears.
If somebody that was really good at writing and doing case studies and things like that, not me, again, wanted to do something on saying like, let's look at this product, this plastic product that had to be created for this area. What went into making this, and how quickly was it created when normally it would take months, weeks. I mean,
that's like a how it's made series.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
Because I agree. I that aspect of, because our brands, that could be all of us coming together to produce something else for like the mainstream, because that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Our audiences, they're the smart ones. Yep. They already get it. So it is like getting my buddy Mike Rowe someday to do some kind of series with us and promote manufacturing and how things are made. But I agree. We did have someday I will get you, Mike Rowe. Someday.
Your dream. The dream.
But we were, and I know Al, you were part of these discussions. It kind of went on hold with the whole COVID thing. And Dan Sweat was working, and Ryan. We were working on something called MFG 2030.
Okay.
And Dan, remind me, Dan, what the MFG stood for.
Dan, you're here, so let us know.
Mentoring, functioning. Oh, I forget what they were, but guidance maybe. But it was kind of this entity that we were looking at developing within Gardner. That's not just mold making specific or additive. You know, talking about that next generation and offer. It's kind of, I don't know. I'm not really explaining it well, but along the lines of what you're saying, we were headed in that direction because we know people, right? That can help with that kind of content. All of our industries can help with that.
Yep. And like I said, I was just kind of like, come on, you're a smart person and you don't know. I mean, I would have been, knowing what I know about the space, I would have been much more scared if they went, hey, guess what? We have tests. Because how did you know? How did you even know what to make? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Camille says manufacturing days is a great way to pull back the curtain and let families see what the reality of advanced manufacturing looks like. And Scott says, hello, hey, don't make me look out to be that old Christina.
I just said, I know. I apologize. you're not, I'm sorry.
And Paul Britton has joined us, and he says it's all just magic wands, right? That's all it is. It's magic wands.
Fairies.
Magic wands.
Dan replied and said mentoring, function, and growth.
Thank you, Dan. Yes, and growth. Yes.
COVID really threw a wrench in MFG 2030, but there's still time. We will make it happen.
We will. Because IMTS was then going to be the next kind of unveiling of some kind of effort in that realm. So we shall see what happens. But we got sidetracked with Amerimold Connects. But I agree with you.
I don't have high hopes for IMTS. They keep sending things saying that they're going to have IMTS, but again, it's supposed to be in Chicago, so I really don't see the hope.
Listen,
they're in a tough spot.
Yeah, they're having it until they're not having it.
Right.
That's the answer.
Right. Austin,
it's a trade show business, right?
Yeah.
Like we are until we're not.
That's right.
Austin Grogan is on YouTube, and he says there's a pretty interesting cool parts show episode covering the process of mass producing 3D printed COVID test swabs. # shameless plug. Thank you for the shameless plug. Kyle says,
Austin is our amazing videographer who's been working with all of our people on Amerimold Connects. He's done such a remarkable job and stays so calm, doesn't he?
Oh,
Christina?
he's such a calming force.
Back and calm.
I was saying that to my husband the other day. Like he's such, like I'm a spaz, and he's so, when he talks to people, no matter what their challenges are with the technology, his just voice and tone is so like calming. I need that. Relax.
He's the yin to your yang.
Yes, relax. It's not a problem. We got this.
Yeah. And Kyle's point is that he doesn't think, he says, I think unfortunately that many of the spokesperson type people from manufacturing don't really appeal to a younger generation.
True.
See all the stuff we learn?
True.
I mean,
I know. It's great. Get people together and get them to talk. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I love it. I mean, I've had fun doing these shows. They've been kind of cathartic for me, just letting me talk with people again.
Exactly.
It's
awesome. It's a great thing you do.
You do a good job, Tony.
You make it easy.
Well, it's easy when you invite the right people too. You gotta.
Yes.
It could be difficult otherwise.
If nobody talks.
Yeah. Yeah. So what else?
No danger of that here.
No.
Yeah. Scott, and the reason I keep repeating back and forth between these things, because some people are on YouTube and they don't see what's going on Facebook. And I think it's part of the good conversation. And Scott is just a fountain of knowledge, and he's going to be a guest at some point down the line. I think the 25th, I want to say.
Oh, nice.
And he says it goes even deeper. The school counselors, at least some of them, he put that in parentheses, do not see the trades as viable ways to make a living, and they're compensated by how many students go off to college. Until we change the mindset of the educators and the parents, we have an uphill battle. But heck, I'm a mold maker designer. I'm up for the challenge. Let's get it done.
Yeah, let's get her done.
That's awesome.
And I think that's a whole different conversation that we can go down. But what I want to bring the focus back onto what you guys are doing, because I know that, people have to register, and this is coming up. This is next week. Right?
Next week. And
So-
there is a workforce session within Amerimold Connects. There's a whole discussion that's going to be happening on workforce. And I think all of these young people getting involved and voicing their opinions, like that's how the change happens, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
has to come
where
from,
the
you're right.
magic
They
is.
have to care, right? Enough. So speaking of that, I forgot about that Marion Wells from Human Asset Management, I've teamed up with her, and we actually did, and Ryan Delahanty, and Malik, and two of our people from Gardner, Kylie and Marion, and Ray Coombs and Ty. We had 3 pairs, and we did a pilot cross-generational mentorship program.
Wow.
And we are going to be revealing, that's not one of the live sessions. It is on demand. I need to push that out, I'm reminding myself. But we videotaped we're going to give you an inside look at their last meeting. So they kind of express what their journey was going through mentorship. And then Mary and I are going to share the observations, because I was privy to each of their meetings. And it was very interesting and seeing the season
That's going to be really
versus
cool
the next
to see.
generation. Yeah. And how they see mentoring. So yeah, I encourage that. Cross-generational.
And what their journey was too, right? Like
Yep.
where they began in that process,
Yep.
and there was like hesitation and am I going to
Yep.
get anything out of this? And then where they ended up in it, right?
Yep,
It's
exactly.
that's
It's
gonna be a
growth.
good one. Yeah.
So we're going to build upon that.
And Westminster again is telling people, if you're attending, get on there and plan your show, and then take advantage of the chance to let more employees sit on and get exposed to these sessions. So here's a question I'm going to ask, because when she says that, it makes me think about it. If somebody likes a session and they think, I really have to have so-and-so watch this, but they're not here, is that something that you guys are considering? Like, they can contact you and say, can I get a link to that video? Because, my tool manager is on vacation, or whatever that is, whatever that reason might be, but it really resonates with who they, something that they want them to see.
I think I would add that to the awesome box in terms of ideas for things that we should do, because I think it's a really good idea. Yeah. I do. I like that. But we'd have to have some kind of way to gate that content, but still be able to push it out to the people we want to see it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, at this point, I feel like anything's possible, like we can figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's what's great about this particular format, right? There's no rules for it. No. There's some rules, but you're making them up. Like you said, you're building the plane while you're flying it.
New territory.
When somebody says, can you do this? If you say no, you're just lying, because you can do whatever you want.
At least try.
I know.
At least try.
It's the dangerous space to live in, when there's no rules until you're making them up while you're talking, right? That's a dangerous place for me.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because the easy answer is no, right? That's the easy answer. But to actually go, oh, well, why? Why is it no? I think that's what, a lot of the mold makers and people on here would tell you, that it's problem solving, trying to figure that out as a customer, right? This is what my customer is asking for. How do I deliver on that for them? That's what we all do. That's our job.
Yeah. Well, and connecting people. We want to connect that person who's interested, but they couldn't make it with the content that they missed. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Westminster
we rarely say no. We usually gravitate towards we'll figure it out.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know. That's why we get along so well.
Right. Yep.
Westminster says that you can register just a bunch of people, and they've set up their whole company with headsets. So they're trying to plan ahead currently. So they are all hands on deck.
I love it. I was even thinking
awesome.
They could register. Cool. I'm also visualizing shops registering all their people, and maybe they do a lunch and learn with one of the live sessions, and they all get in the lunchroom, or they all go to, I don't know, they're all streaming it in one place and they're watching it together.
You know what you should do? Here's another one that you should.
As long as they register separately.
You should have all the companies that participate.
Well, they still have to create an agenda.
And the agenda. That's right.
You should have all the companies that participate. You should give them some sort of prize for sending in a picture of their people watching. And then you can create an entire pic collage of all the companies that participated and watched virtually and what they did with their team.
Dan Sweat, I hope you're listening, because that's a great idea. I love that.
Man, my consulting fees are just going up higher and higher.
Can we post images in the forum? Yeah. So we should just be encouraging people in the forum to post us, you guys engaging with this conference.
Yeah, there's there's a general community networking section of that forum. So we could have people post pictures in there and then I like the idea of some kind of incentive or prize just because it's fun.
Yeah.
Your team is going crazy over here. Jackie says the event is free to attend, so no reason not to. Smiley face. And Dan Sweat says, Jackie, did you say that Amerimold Connects is free? Like completely? That seems just too good to be true. I'm on it.
You should be doing different voices.
Did I read that correctly?
Voices. You did.
Yeah, I think you did. I think that was perfect. Good job, guys. Way to go.
That's great.
All right. Well, I told you that there was no way that we were going to make this a half hour, and we're rounding out to an hour right now. So
we got to go.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you guys want people to know before we bounce out of here?
No, I just want to give one more shout out to all of our exhibitors, because we've got we've got people doing some really unique and different stuff, and they've been so supportive in joining us on this journey, which has been a journey in every sense of the word. And we've really had some people step up to the plate and who are doing both from the speaker standpoint and from our exhibitors and their showrooms and other unique stuff people are doing. It's been a whole group effort to make this thing happen. And, the more that you all can promote to your communities and invite people to attend, the better it's going to be for everyone.
And Gardner's always very good at acknowledging, like, we can't do any of this without our exhibitors. All the technology and service suppliers that are arming our readers with what they need to do their jobs better, we can't do it without them. And I think they've done a great job in a short amount of time of producing some special content and of populating their showrooms with really good solutions. I mean, I'm seeing tutorials, I'm seeing video interviews. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in these different showrooms. So I encourage everybody to to take some time and peruse the exhibitor showrooms. A lot of good stuff in there outside of the live sessions and the on-demand and the film.
Yep.
So yes, a big thank you. I could rattle off all the names if you wanted me to, because I have them in front of me, but I don't know how much time I have.
You might forget somebody, and we don't want that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Kyle's going to watch in his pajamas. So hopefully his pajamas, are actual pajamas.
What does that mean?
There has been Dan Sweat, who his stage name is Dan Sweat, which is kind of funny. But Dan has been doing this On the Bright Side promotion for Amerimold Connects, which are kind of cute. If you get a chance to check them out, it's like, like on the bright side, you can watch in your pajamas. That's what made me think of it. On the bright side, you don't have to stand in line for a hot dog at a concession stand.
Exactly.
There are all these like kind of cheeky, tongue-in-cheek kind of promotions that are fun.
It is true. It's true.
Jackie says she can make a specific channel in the forum for the people posting pictures and things.
Yeah,
if
let's
that's
do
something
that.
you want.
Let's do that. So it's obvious that in that forum, it's just photo share, a photo share. Oh, I love that, Tony. Great. That's awesome. That's a great idea.
G. Nathan says he's going to be watching from the hospital. Larry says he enjoyed this conversation. I think it was great. So because this is a podcast about positivity. High five. Virtual high fives. I like them. We end all of our shows with a prayer, just for everything going on. So if anybody's watching and you have any prayer requests, type them in the chat and we'll give it a couple minutes and just wrap things up slowly. I'm excited for things coming up. We've got, Hillary's back next week, so we can do that right before Amerimold Connects. That's on Monday. And then Mark Denzler from Illinois Manufacturing Association is going to be on. Scott Smith is going to be on. Troy Nix is coming on. Scott Peters is coming on. We've got a lot of people that are still coming through the month. And the original idea was we were just going to do this through COVID, but as many people want to keep coming on, we'll just keep doing it. And maybe the three of us get together afterwards for a show recap and what it was all about and what happened. And maybe by then, you can put something out there that says, listen, if you were at the show virtually and you missed something, or there's something that you want to get, send us some information. But that's a to be worked out, right?
Yeah. That's a to be worked out. I might also suggest that you invite Ryan, because you sure hurt his feelings by not including him.
Or just have you and Ryan.
Ryan is still on. I am impressed, Ryan.
I have a call with him.
He's trying to prove to you that he's got more than 5 minutes. Yeah.
I am impressed. I love that guy. All right. So I saw a couple things, but not too much. Did you guys have anything prayer wise?
Well, I'll say a prayer for a good show next week, and that all of our work, and that he blesses us. We're all inspired to do the things that we should be doing, saying the things that we should say, and we all just come together.
Yeah. All right. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together. Thank you for this technology. Thank you for the opportunity to talk with my friends and share this with everybody around the world in a way that would not have been possible sooner. We pray that the Amerimold Connects would go over well next week, and it would bring opportunity and abundance to those that take advantage of it and participate in it. We pray that you would watch over all of us, that you would keep us safe, that you would help our country, help our leaders, help us with wisdom, and that you would make us better as we go through the difficult times that we are. And we love you, and it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Ladies, thank you for Missy.
Thank you.
That was beautiful, Tony. Thank you.
Missy says she would normally pray for no rain, but how about a prayer for all the electronic offerings to work well? I think that's
a good
a
one.
good thing.
And to have patience with our electronic technology. Patience.
We're going to do the best we can.
Larry can back me up. Even if you have a mistake with technology, you can get through it. Just don't get worked out about it. I mean, the rain comes, but the rain stops. So even if something goes glitchy, just give it a hot second. It'll be okay. I mean, Larry and I, when he came on the show, we had it was a catastrophe at first, but we just plugged right through it. We got through it. But yeah,
and people expect that anyway. It doesn't work perfectly.
So I would encourage people to be understanding when this is going on, right? When this comes next week and there are things that you think, how did they miss this? How did they not get this right? Because that'll happen, right? We know that's going to happen. Christina, you and I have done enough of these podcasts where we know we're going to miss stuff. It just happens. But when it does happen, have some grace when you're watching this show. Have some forgiveness and know that they're doing their best and they're putting in a good effort.
But provide feedback. We do want the feedback.
Yes, I will tell you that they do like your feedback. They even if it's pushy, they do appreciate the feedback.
Oh jeez.
Exhibit A.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I only know from experience. So that's all I can tell you. And they've always been great. And we're continuously happy to support mold making technology and Gardner and everything that you guys do. And I'm grateful for the ways that you guys help promote us and get our business out there, and more so what you do for the industry, and even putting forth the effort to make sure that this happens when other people could have just said, to hell with it, we're not doing it, and just walked away. So thank you for putting in the extra effort and giving us as the manufacturers, us as the suppliers, a platform and an opportunity to show what we can do and other people to see what's out there. So
actually, and to show that it's still happening. People are still working and making stuff. Like manufacturing is still happening. So this is a great show. To me, it's perfect timing and a perfect vehicle to let people know that okay, it's tough times, but things are still going on. We still need technology and people to get the work done. So awesome.
Speaking of things going on, I got to get out of here and actually get some work done. So
get the video done.
Yeah. Kylie will have that done today. We've already discussed it. That's priority number one. And we just wanted to make sure we did a good job for you. So
it sounds like it's going to be awesome. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, we're excited. And again, I'm going to just say, that's a video we wanted to make for a long time and never had a reason or an opportunity to do so. So
there you go.
With difficult times come opportunity for improvement. And this forced us to do something that we were not ready to do, that we wanted to do. We just had to take advantage of it. So
that's awesome.
Ladies, thank you for
Amerimold Connects will be the unveiling.
Yes, Amerimold Connects, June 9th through the 13th, AmeriMoldExpo.com. See you there.
I think that's a good way to end. Ladies, thank you for giving me that hour and change of your time. I look forward to giving you both a hug again, because I will do that. I'm not going to avoid you. Bring on the COVID.
Bring on the COVID.
Bring on the hugs.
That's right. Bring on the hugs.
Tony.
I think I want hugs more than I want COVID. More than I don't want COVID. Maybe that's what I should say. And if that upsets you, I'm sorry. It's just part of who I am. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, Tony. Bye.
Yep. All right. I'll thank you for watching and listening to the Manufacturing Alliance podcast. This has been Chat and Chow. I want to thank Christina and Allie for coming on and telling us all about what Amerimold Connects is. And like I said, for just going out there and putting it on the line and taking a risk and doing this so that we have a platform to share our technologies with. So thank you all for watching. Take care and God bless.